Hello, first graders. I hope you guys are doing well. You guys are doing a great job on all your work, so keep it up. Okay, we're going to be starting a new unit, friends. Our new unit has to do with plants, and it's a perfect time to be learning about this because it's springtime. Okay, so this week we're just going to be doing some intros to all the to the plant books and just to see what they're about, see what you know about plants, see what you want to learn about plants. Okay, and next week we're going to get into the whole chunk of what plants are. Okay, so today we're just going to read a book called Our Tree Named Steve. Okay, make sure you have your notebook out and ready to go for the end. Okay, we'll do a little bit writing in our notebook. Okay, but for now, just listen. If you need time, go ahead and hit pause. Our Tree Named Steve. Dear kids, a long time ago when you were little, Mom and I took you to where we wanted to build a house for us to live in. But in order to build there, men had to come and clear the land. I remember there was one tree, however, that the three of you couldn't stop staring at. Adam thought it was crying, Lindsay said it looked nervous, and Sari, who was only 2 years old, couldn't pronounce the word tree and called it Steve. I love you, Steve, she kept saying, and then Adam and Lindsay started calling it, or saying it. And before too long, Mom and I got the hint, and we asked the builder to please save Steve. So since she couldn't say tree, she called it Steve. The day we moved in, Steve was there to greet us. Steve is this big tree. Do you guys know how to tell how old a tree is? What's one way you can tell how old a tree is? Say it nice and loud so I can hear you. Good. You can tell how old a tree is based off the size of its trunk. So yell nice and loud. Do you think this is a new baby tree or an adult tree? Good. It's an adult tree. It's been around for a very long time. He quickly worked his way into the lives as a swing holder, target, third base, hiding place, jump rope turner, and whenever our dryer broke down, he held our underwear with pride. Yes, right there in the center of our yard, this weird-looking tree grew to become the center of our outdoor life. Through all of our barbecues, campouts, dance parties, or when Adam and Lindsay started getting crushes on the Simons kids next door, Steve adjusted to every need. And it wasn't always easy, standing tall through snowstorms in the winter. Or when Uncle Chester napped in the hammock, couldn't possibly have been fun. Not to mention the time that the sewer overflowed and Steve sucked up all that smelly water before it drowned Kirby. Then got so sick himself that the tree doctor had to give Steve a haircut to make him look like a big thumb. Through the years, Mom and I have tried to show you, in a world filled with strangers, the peace that comes with having things you can count on and a safe place to return to after a hard day or a long trip. Which brings me to the point of this letter. Last week, a storm hit our area. And though we spared Steve's life a long time ago, this time we couldn't save him. Are we sad? Sure we are. But even in his final moments, when we could have fallen on our house, Sari swings Kirby's house or more Mom's garden, Steve performed his last trick and protected all of us to the very end. And friends like this are hard to find. So when you come home from Grandma's next week, Steve will not be able to greet you as he's done in the past. I'm sorry. Please know that Steve will always be with us in our hearts and in our thoughts. And in a different tree at the end of our yard. See you next week. Love, Dad. The end. That was a very cute book. I really liked that book. All right, go ahead and grab your handy dandy notebook that has all your answers in it that you guys have been working on so hard lately. Okay, what you're going to do is you are going to write your name at the top like we've been doing. S, B, and you're going to put the date. Okay, today is 4.13.20. Okay, if you're doing it on a different day, write a different date. Okay, pause it if you need a little more time. And you're just going to write day 1. Right on the top. Since we're starting a new unit, we're going to start over. We're going to do day 1, and we're just going to go all the way through. Okay, so we're going to be answering some comprehension questions. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to write the answer in your notebook. Okay, if you need a little extra time to think, just hit pause. Okay, so the first question I'm going to ask you is, what happened in the book? I don't want you to retell every detail. Okay, what was the main idea of this book? Okay, I want you to yell it nice and loud so I can hear you. Nice and loud. You're right. So the main idea of this book is, so we're going to write the main idea is that a family moved in and saved a tree. The tree became part of their family. Okay, so that's the main idea is a tree became part of their family. It protected them. Until the end. Okay, so you may have a different thought than I do, and that's okay. Okay, if you have a different thought, write a different main idea. Okay, the second question, if you need more time to hit pause. Okay, if you, we're gonna move on to the second question. The second question I want you to write is, what are some ways that that tree, Steve is his name, what are some ways that Steve helped the family? What did he do? Okay, think about it. What are some things it said in the book that he did? Okay, so if you need to go back and re-listen to me read it, feel free. Okay, it's not a big deal to go back into the book. Okay, so he was a rope swing. Okay, he rope swing, held laundry. Okay, and I'm gonna grab the book. We're gonna think of some other things. So he was a hammock, held a hammock. Tire swing. Okay, come up with as many as you can. Okay. All right. So you're just gonna answer those 2 questions in your notebook, and when you're done, then you're all set. You don't need to upload this today. Okay, you're only uploading reading work on Tuesdays, so you don't need to upload this, but we do want it in your notebook so we can see it when we get back to school. You guys are doing a great job. Keep it up.